Cam Newton is a New England Patriot. Bill Belichick does it, pulls the trigger. But we explain why Jets fans shouldn't be all too worried about it. It's a strange fit. Plus, at this point, Jamal Adams is just toying with fans. As reported by ESPN's Adam Schefter and Chris Mortensen, Cam Newton is now a New England Patriot. He's the Patriots quarterback. Jarrett Stidham is still there. Obviously, they'll compete during the summer. Maybe they won't compete. I doubt Belichick goes with anything other than announcing there will be a competition, even if Newton is the de facto number one guy and starter that McDaniels and Belichick start molding the offense around. And from a fantasy perspective and pure sports media perspective, it makes all the sense in the world. You look at it on paper, Newton needs a team. The Pats need a quarterback. Stidham, no matter how great he was in high school, in that great state he played high school in, he's a question mark. We don't know. Jamal Adams knows. Touchdown early last year. A gracious gift from Stidham. But the real conversation revolves around Jets fans and how they're now suddenly, not all of them, but some of them, suddenly any news coming out of New England that could seemingly a little bit be deemed positive, Jets fans will lose their mind. What it's like being a Jets fan. This is the constant state of life as a Jets fan. You see a lot of that right now because Cam Newton agreed to sign with the Pats, and it doesn't make any sense in the world, folks. This fit is incredibly tough on the field, and Josh McDaniels has a lot of work to do. Bill Belichick, McDaniels, the entire offense, the personnel. What Newton does is exactly the opposite of what Tom Brady does. Tom Brady is a quick, get the ball out, read everything pre-snap type quarterback. The offense relies on precision route running, reading the coverages, and knowing that the ball is going to be out in a flash. Cam Newton is the exact opposite. Cam wants to hold on to the ball. He wants to extend plays. He wants to use his legs, be a dual threat guy, be aggressive when he does put it up in the air. So I don't care what they get done this offseason. It is going to be a complete adjustment period for the Pats, even as far as beyond week one. First month of the season, second month of the season, it's like Le'Veon Bell with a new offensive line. Because Le'Veon Bell is such a unique runner, it takes a while for him to get used to the offensive line. And as you could see last year, no one knows whether the Jets actually made that transition based on the lack of talent up front. But Newton, I think everyone's overplaying this. I don't see this as a great fit. Yeah, he's a former league MVP in 2015. Hasn't made it back to the Pro Bowl since then. That happens sometimes. Sometimes guys have tremendous years, hit the height, everything breaks right, team wins 15 games, and they played past their ceiling. They played past their production based on the talent around them, the system that they're in. That happens. Belichick doesn't want the guy that's played for the last 3 years. We won't count last year because of the injury. Will Cam return to that MVP form? Not in the system, the current offensive system McDaniels currently has deployed. No shot. The question is, how can it work with McDaniels molding his system around Newton? That's the only question. And the Pats personnel, like Julian Edelman, the receivers, everything that they look to do, the principles, the rubs, the meshes, how will that look? How will Newton capitalize on that? Next Gen Stats by NFL.com. Tom Brady is usually one of the least aggressive quarterbacks in the league. That's the way the game's played today. It's 3 steps and out. It's knowing where you're going to go pre-snap, but still understanding you can go through your progressions if it's not there. It's quick, moving, dink and dunk football. And it's the least aggressive quarterbacks who are deadly accurate in the short game that are usually great. Mahomes always ranks up there as one of the least aggressive quarterbacks by next-gen stats. Brady, 2 years ago, we won't go last year because Newton missed the year. Last year, or 2 years ago, Brady finished as the 9th least aggressive quarterback. Newton finished as the 10th most aggressive starting quarterback. He's just, year by year, he's a more aggressive quarterback, and it doesn't fit with what McDaniels wants to do. Can it work? Of course. This is Bill Belichick. These are the Patriots. Cam Newton has talent. But on the surface, what he likes to do within this scheme, it just doesn't fit. He's not the most accurate quarterback. He makes his plays in the running game, using his legs, being that dual threat guy. That's not the Pats. And the other question is, has Belichick evolved? We don't know what he would have picked at his quarterback spot for the last decade, 15 years, because Tom Brady's there. So we don't know what he would have picked. Does he want a dual threat guy? Does he want to adapt with the times? Or is he afraid of risking an injury at the position, which is completely legit? Brady is a pocket passer, loves to step up, has grandpa legs. We all know this. Can't beat Mekhi Becton in the 40. Is Belichick looking at Newton as a dual threat guy? And understanding that he won't be able to turn into that 3-step guy who could fit McDaniels and the personnel? Or is he looking at Newton as a pocket passer at this age, thinking he can go pure pocket and win from there? What is he thinking? That's the other question that makes this fit incredibly interesting. The other news about the Pats, and it's so funny. The Newton news comes out precisely at the same time. The news about the Pats getting fined yet again. Yet again, folks. This was the Cincinnati Bengals taping incident from a year ago. It was on video, if you remember correctly. The Cincinnati Bengals team officials called out Pat's video. I don't know what you would call them, video people. And they quickly turned into innocent, we weren't intending to do this, blah, blah, blah. Kind of got swept under the rug. Everyone forgot about it. Now, the Patriots have been fined, according to Adam Schefter, $1.1 million in club fines, loss of 2021 third-round pick. The Patriots TV crew is not allowed to shoot games during 2020 season. Yeah, it was the video guy for the TV crew videotaping the Bengals sideline. Spygate all over again. It's funny too. The fine, $1.1 million, a lot more than the $500,000 fine Belichick got over a decade ago. The draft compensation not as hardly hit, but it's just the latest in another long line of Belichick shadiness. What can you say? Everyone got on Eric Mangini for the initial Spygate. What's the man supposed to do? Know that his former employer and now rival is doing this in his home stadium? They have the balls and the gall to do this in his home stadium? And what's Mangini supposed to do? Just sit back and let it happen? Don't be ridiculous. Of course, Mangini made the right decision. You don't do that. You don't steal defensive signals. I mean, I don't think people realize this literally led to the defense, to the NFL changing the rule and allowing one defensive captain to have a headset in their helmet. I mean, this was the driving factor, driving force. It was discussed prior, but this was the driving force. So, what can you do? From Robert Kraft to Belichick to Brady to everything that's gone on with the shadiness, just here's another chapter, and it won't be the last chapter, I can guarantee you that. But the interesting note is how the Newton news broke at the same time this news broke to try to bury it. I mean, I guess credit the Pats for knowing when this news was going to break, but they got it done in that regard. Lastly, Jamal Adams. At this point, he's just toying with the Jets fan. Just toying with them. And how much he enjoys it, who knows? But it's the Jets fans' own fault for reacting to him on social media. I mean, he's just toying with these guys. Jamal Adams, he called out Belichick for the Cam Newton signing on Twitter. Quote, "I salute Coach Bill Belichick for that. Exclamation point, that's real. Congratulations, Cam. It's not fake. It's real." Well, it's a report. But I guess we can call it a real report. Yeah, it's not a fake report. It's Schefter and Mortensen. So yeah, Jamal's right. That's real. And he salutes Belichick. And listen, on its face, it's not that big a deal in today's LeBron James buddy sports world. But considering what's happened the last 2 weeks and what's led up to this moment, it's obvious Jamal's looking for a reaction and just toying with the Jets fan, or toying with the idea to completely make the fan base hate him so that he has no choice but to get the hell out of here. Some reaction on Twitter from at JJ Calder 13, quote, "OMG, trade this Judas already. He can't take time for Jets players, but always finds the time for other teams. So damn over this fraud," end quote. Different reaction from at Pistons Bad Boy 22. "Look at the salty fans on this post because you want to do what's best for you. Amazing how selfish people can be." I mean, I guess that's one way to put it. John_Mac_3, quote, "Crybaby Adams couldn't handle New York." At Glaber PLS, quote, "Remember when Cam bitched you with the picture of Newton doing the Superman pose in their game? What did they play, 2 years ago or 3 years ago? I forget which year it was. I think it was 2 years ago. But he's just having fun at this point, Adams. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. That was yesterday. Today, he quote tweeted a Bleacher Report video, Adam Lefko, providing his insight as to why he's on Adams' side. Some of the reasons are Adams was drafted by a general manager who said he was the face of the franchise and a defensive head coach, and now he has an offensive head coach and a different general manager. And it's just stuff, more takes, more stuff that just really doesn't do anything. Lefko made the point some beat reporters align themselves with the organization because they get information. And it's true. But at the same time, Bleacher Report aligns itself with the player, with the athlete, every chance it gets, and would never say one negative thing about the athlete. So if you're going to call out beat reporters, call out your own organization as well. I like Bleacher Report a lot, but it's what they do. They don't bash the athlete. They align themselves with the athlete, just like a beat reporter may align himself with the organization if getting fed information. And Jamal Adams quote tweeted all of his reasons, word for word, Adam, exclamation point. So Jamal and the social media game's starting to creep back a little. Recently, I started thinking about who, if Jamal wasn't here and if the Jets didn't acquire a strong safety, who would be the top guy to replace this guy? There aren't very many options. Matthias Farley is the backup strong safety right now, most likely. Shaheem Carter, we'd have to see what kind of safety he could translate to in the NFL. But the best answer is an unconventional one in Brian Poole. Marcus May is the one who played strong safety last year for the 2 games Adams missed. Home against Miami, at Baltimore. Why wasn't it Poole? Well, Poole also missed those 2 games. In 2018, Poole played a little strong safety for the Atlanta Falcons when they had injuries at safety. What he does for Greg Williams out of the slot is very, very similar to what a strong safety does. Run support on the edge, squeezing it inside, a lot of zone coverage. Remember, they don't play a lot of man. So zone, that fits Poole perfectly. And, if the offense is in a 2x2, 11 personnel, defense has the nickel out there and a single high with off coverage with the corners, 3 deep look pre-snap. Poole and Adams are going to be the 2 edge run support defensive backs. In essence, Poole played a lot of strong safety last year already with the way Greg Williams formed his identity around the middle of the defensive backfield with Adams, May, Poole. So I think if Adams was gone, which he's definitely not, Poole would be the top option to replace him. It can't be Ashton Davis. Ashton Davis is not, I don't even think he's ready to play, to be honest. But he's more of a deep safety. If they wanted to keep Poole at nickel, at slot, May would drop down into strong safety and Ashton Davis would play free safety. But I think Poole is head and shoulders better strong safety than May. But that's for a different time. Right now, Jamal Adams continues torturing the Jets fan, and I think loving a lot about it. He's entertaining himself. What else could he do? He's training. He's in Texas somewhere, entertaining himself. And we go on. It'll be July. It's July 4th this weekend. More Pats. The stuff in the news recently is more the same. More Jamal Adams torturing the fans. More Pats fines and shadiness. And more Jets silence, in which they really haven't said anything. Scheduled conference calls last week. Got those done. And business as usual. We'll see what happens from here. For now, go to jetsxfactor.com. Check out the website. Me, Michael Lania, Joe Blewett, a lot of film, a lot of analytics. We'll be on the scene if the season starts. We'll see. That's another uncertainty. A lot of great content over there. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all Jets X Factor. And check out the store as well, jetxshop.com. Couple great t-shirts over there. Really haven't been pushing it due to COVID. We want to let that pass first. A lot of the distribution is delayed right now. So we don't want to push it and not be able to send t-shirts out in a timely manner. But check all that stuff out. At the end of this video, there will be links in order for you to check it out. So you'll get a good idea if you hold on, if you don't click the next video right away. But until next time, Sabo Radio.